Welcome. Domain Dave, cheapwinefinder.com. With another podcast for a wine review we put on the cheapwinefinder.com website today. And this one is a little bit of a special one. This is the third ever Trader Joe's Diamond Reserve wine. And it's the Diamond Reserve Oakville Napa Cabernet Sauvignon 2020. Last year they did a Stag's Leap, and I forget where the other one was from. That was maybe 6 months earlier than that. But these are wines that are limited editions and from high-end producers, high-end wineries that Trader Joe's got their hands on. And they sell to you for $19.99, though the very first Diamond Reserve was $14.99. They've kicked up a couple of bucks, $5 in the meantime. I'm going to take a sip of this one. It's a decent, more than a decent Cabernet Sauvignon. Trader Joe's says that this Cabernet Sauvignon was originally made by one of the most influential and best-known wineries in Oakville. So they've said it's made by a winery, that it's not made by some company that makes wines on commission. You know, you hire them, you tell them what you want at what price. No, this is from a winery. And best known, most influential, and I'm going to name some names because that's what's out there. First one I can think of is Mondavi. Robert Mondavi was a big player in Napa ever, but he's gone now, and the company was sold to Constellation Brands in 2004, I think it was. So while he had a big influence and everything, it's been a while. What else is out there? There's Farniente. I think it's pronounced Farniente. It's one of those names I've seen written, but I've never heard pronounced. Silver Oak. Silver Oak's a perennial bestseller out of there. Nickel and Nickel. What else is there? Oh, Screaming Eagle. Screaming Eagle's perennial 100-point wines. And there's also Opus One, which was a joint venture between Robert Mondavi and Baron Mouton Rothschild from Bordeaux. And it's one of the elite wines of the world. So these are the who's who of Napa wines. This is some major producers. And the wine supposedly came from one of them. Now, on the back label, let me grab the bottle. It says Isolated Cellars, Napa, California, which I geeked out and I went to the trademark registry and I found a name. And then I found out another name of a company he runs, and they do sell wines from Sonoma and Napa. But I don't know what they did or if they did anything on this wine. I think so it's I think I named names in the review because I did have somewhat of a confirmation from things. But these Negociant wines, and Trader Joe's, Negociant wine is a French wine company, but it can transfer to other countries that has a relationship with known wineries, well-known, well-respected wineries, and they buy their excess and they sell it on their own label, and it's all hush-hush because the winery doesn't want everybody knowing that you can buy the same thing for cheaper. And the Negociant has to pick out the best companies at the best price to survive, and he does, but if he picks the wrong companies, then he doesn't survive. Now, Trader Joe's isn't a Negociant because they're a grocery store, but so they have to find somebody to do that job for them. So that's why you see weird names on the back of the label of who's doing what to whom and where it all comes from, because because they try to hide it. They don't want things to, I can sometimes figure out, who the major winery is, but who actually made it, I never find out, because who's the winemaker, what vineyard it came from, that stuff, it's hard to find. So is the wine any good? Is this actually a $60 wine that's selling for $20? I can't tell you that. The reason is I'm the cheap wine finder. I'm not the Oakville expensive Napa Cab wine. I've had a few in my day, but can I tell you exactly what they are and who's who and what makes a great one? No, I cannot, but I do know a bit about value-priced wine. So I have to come at this from that perspective. And how was it a $20 wine? Because, $20 wine is a value-priced wine, especially from an elite growing area. I mean, not everything's $5 or $10. And it's a really good wine. It is, I'm going to take another sip so I can get in depth here. It's kind of intense and it has some density to it. It's a little bit complex. It's got some nice flavors. It's got some kind of mocha flavors, coffee beans, blackberry, maybe some blueberry, some spice, some vanilla. It's got dusty, chewy tannins, which you always want. Inexpensive wines don't always have their tannins. You can reduce them in the wine production process, but a good Napa Cab better have tannins, or there's something wrong. And they're dusty and a little bit chewy, which is nice. Is this like a flavor bomb? Is this like the best tasting cab I ever had? No. But it's not bad tasting wine. I'm not going to that. I mean, it tastes great. But it's not. That's not what it has. But it's kind of seamless and balanced, and it has good length to it. It's got the acidity allows the flavors to unfold, and it's got this smoothness to it, and the flavors all kind of work together. Nothing stands out or is out of the ordinary. Like, where'd that come from? I'll take another sip. So I don't know all that much about $60, $70, $50 Oakville Napa Cabernet Sauvignons. I have them occasionally, but not enough to tell you what the 2020 vintage is about. But I can tell you this is a really good 1999 Oakville Napa Cabernet Sauvignon. I mean, for that, you're getting a bargain. I mean, how it stacks up to the $60 stuff, I don't know, but it doesn't really matter because it's not $60. It's $19.99. And at that, I'm saying it's a bargain. It has a lot of richness. It has a lot of depth. It has things that cheaper, good California Cabernets don't have. They might have good flavor. They might have good balance, but this one's got a little bit more. So there you go. So that's it for me, Domain Dave from CheapWineFinder.com. And this is the Trader Joe's Diamond Reserve Oakville Napa Cabernet Sauvignon 2020, the third edition of their Diamond Reserve. Liked it? And like us where you like your podcast. And that's it for me, Domain Dave. We got more coming up. We have bubblies and other things and maybe a few more expensive wines, but keep it cheap. Adios. And I'll talk to everybody in a day or two. Bye-bye.